Get ready for the news that is reshaping European digital infrastructure. Google just broke ground on its first company-owned data center in Austria. This massive project is set to change how AI workloads are handled across the continent. We dive deep into the timeline, the incredible scale of this facility, and the major commitments Google is making to the local community and the environment in Upper Austria. This is huge for data residency and cloud computing everywhere.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to hold it with one hand? The PopSocket's Pop Grip gives you a secure grip, works as a phone stand, and even lets you swap the top for a fresh new look. Simple, useful, and perfect for everyday phone use. Click the link in the comments to grab yours on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the shifting landscape of the digital war. We are breaking down the intense battle between GenAI and traditional search, and why Google is not just losing, but fundamentally transforming its entire revenue model. Discover how brands are moving their focus, and what the real economic reality is behind the hype surrounding AI-native search experiences. We also take a look at the history of the search giants as a historic rival shuts down. We cover the final chapter for Ask Jeeves after 25 years of existence, reflecting on how the search landscape has shrunk, and what the legacy of that early question-and-answer format means for today's conversational AI tools. And finally, we get an inside look at the technology driving the change. Google engineer Nikola Todorovic explains the complex, black box nature of AI models within search, revealing how traditional ranking systems are still foundational to new AI overviews and AI mode. Don't miss this essential breakdown as we explore the future of search and intelligence. Google has officially broken ground on its first company-owned and self-operated data center in Austria, marking a significant milestone in the company's expansion of European digital infrastructure. The groundbreaking ceremony took place on April 23, 2026, at a 70-hectare site in Kronstorf, Upper Austria, located in the Linz-Land district, strategically positioned between Vienna and Salzburg. This project represents an 18-year development timeline, highlighting the complexity inherent in large-scale European data center construction. The facility is designed to support Google's consumer services and intensive AI workloads. The technical layout allocates 42,000 square meters for technical installations, including 29,000 square meters dedicated to the actual IT floor area for server hardware. The design incorporates advanced sustainability measures, featuring off-site heat recovery to provide thermal energy to third parties, a green roof with photovoltaic panels for on-site renewable energy generation, and a commitment to being water positive by 2030. Furthermore, Google is partnering with the Upper Austria Fisheries Association to establish a fund aimed at improving the ecosystem of the Enns River, where the site is situated. Logistically, the Kronstorf location benefits from proximity to the Enns River, crucial for cooling requirements, and good access to the A1 motorway and regional labor markets. The investment is also designed to stimulate the local economy, with Google announcing the creation of 100 direct jobs. In a region where most residents commute elsewhere, this represents a notable local economic injection. Beyond infrastructure, the project includes a skilling partnership with the University of Applied Sciences Upper Austria, aimed at preparing regional workers for AI-oriented technology roles. This initiative aligns with broader regional efforts, as Austria's data center sector is rapidly growing, driven by AI demand and strong renewable energy resources. For Google, establishing a self-owned facility in Austria is strategically vital for data residency compliance, offering a stronger foundation for serving European enterprise and public sector clients. This is crucial as data sovereignty discussions intensify across the EU. Moreover, the facility will bolster the physical layer supporting Google Cloud Platform, Google Workspace, and the increasingly compute-intensive AI services that underpin Google's advertising platforms, which rely heavily on low-latency processing for real-time bidding and machine learning inference. The project is a tangible component of Alphabet's massive capital expenditure strategy, which is heavily focused on server and data center expansion globally. The narrative suggesting that generative AI will eradicate search engines and render digital advertising obsolete is being reevaluated by industry analysts, who argue that the true shift is not the death of Google, but a fundamental redistribution of power and monetization strategies. While the popular story frames generative AI as a benevolent replacement for search, the economic realities suggest a more complex evolution. AI systems are compute-intensive and require significant capital, meaning that the funding mechanism for this new wave of intelligence remains critical. The analysis contends that the economic substrate of the modern web, built by advertising, remains essential. Brands continue to fund the digital ecosystem, and the frustration consumers feel is often directed at the intrusive nature of the old ad-supported experience, not the technology itself. Search engines are not collapsing, they are transforming. Generative AI is collapsing the traditional search engine results page by synthesizing queries into direct answers, accelerating the path from question to decision. However, Google is not abandoning its role. Instead, it is moving monetization upstream by embedding ads and commerce signals directly into AI overviews and AI mode, positioning them as contextual next steps rather than disruptive banners. This represents a revenue transformation fortified by decades of machine learning expertise, evidenced by Alphabet's continued strong financial performance, including significant growth in Google's search revenue. The core difference lies in the optimization goal. In the search era, brands optimized for ranking. In the generative AI era, success hinges on inclusion within the decision-making process. This demands a shift toward answer engine optimization, AEO, where mastery lies in shaping meaning and reasoning rather than simply shouting louder. As interfaces become conversational, commerce is pulled forward because conversation facilitates decision-making. Consequently, advertising is not dead. It is becoming more central, evolving into the new storefront or comparison engine within AI assistants. The underlying message is a rejection of outdated incentives, not a rejection of the ad-supported model itself. The future web will likely be funded by advertising, but smarter, more helpful, and seamlessly integrated into the very answers users seek. Ask, a historic competitor to Google Search, has officially ceased operations after 25 years of existence. Parent company IAC confirmed the discontinuation of the search business, including Ask, effective May 1, 2026. This marks the end of one of the web's earliest recognizable search brands that once challenged the dominance of Google Search. In a statement on their website, IAC announced that the service would no longer operate, citing the sentiment that a very great search must come to an end. The company extended thanks to the engineers, designers, and teams, as well as the millions of users who relied on the platform for answers in a rapidly evolving digital landscape. Ask and Google Search emerged concurrently in the late 1990s during the early web boom. The original platform utilized a question-and-answer format and featured the iconic butler mascot, Jeeves. The service later rebranded to Ask in an effort to modernize and compete more directly with established search engines like Google. However, the platform gradually lost traction as Google's scale and sophisticated ranking systems solidified their market control. While many younger users may not be familiar with Ask Jeeves, its closure serves as a marker of the significant consolidation in the search landscape, where Google is now the default for the vast majority of users. Nevertheless, Ask.com's legacy continues to influence modern search interactions, particularly through its focus on natural language questioning, which mirrors today's conversational search and AI tools. IAC concluded its announcement by acknowledging this heritage, stating, "Jeeves' spirit endures." Google engineer Nikola Todorovic has shed light on the complexities of deploying machine learning models within Google Search, describing some AI systems as functioning like a black box. Speaking on the Search Off the Record podcast, Todorovic, director of software engineering at Google Search and leader of the Safe Search engineering team, explained that the difficulty in broadly deploying machine learning across the entire search engine stems from the inherent lack of transparency in complex models. He noted that these intricate models are significantly harder to understand and debug compared to simpler systems, which complicates maintenance when search systems evolve or models require replacement. Todorovic highlighted Safe Search as an early success story for integrating AI into search. Because Safe Search could isolate its AI systems, such as standalone image and video classifiers, engineers could iterate on these models without disrupting the core ranking flow of search. This early application was made possible by the improvement of convolutional neural networks in image understanding over the past 12 years. He further detailed the architecture behind newer features like AI overviews. Todorovic explained that AI overviews operate by stamping on top of Google's existing retrieval and ranking systems, which he termed the old style, the old school. This process often involves fan-out queries, where Google identifies related queries, runs them in parallel across different sources, and consolidates the results. AI overviews then synthesize information from selected results, including text, snippets, and page context. AI mode follows a similar pattern but operates with greater independence, running on its own larger platform. Todorovic emphasized that the black box comment should be viewed in context. It explains the deployment hurdles, not a lack of oversight. His comments reinforce that traditional search fundamentals remain crucial, even as Google layers summarization and fan-out techniques onto AI features. The distinction between AI overviews, which are more isolated, and AI mode, which possesses a more independent infrastructure, is noted as a key area to watch as Google expands AI mode and refines how it communicates visibility and optimization guidance.